Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and for this new figure unboxing and review we're going to be looking at the Studio Series number 57 off-road Bumblebee figure from the Bumblebee movie. So what we're going to do this video, we're going to have a detailed look at him in both of his modes to help you decide how you want to display him. We're going to have a look at the accessories that come with him and how you can use them in both modes. We will of course do some comparisons with him and some other Bumblebee figures that have been also in the same movie. Funnily enough, we'll see how he displays and looks with some other characters and cast of the same film. And also, because this figure's quite old now, we can also see some other figures that they've made using the same mold as this. So as you can see, quite a bit to get through today. And before we get started, I'd like to remind anybody, if they've not subscribed to this channel, to hit that subscribe button for me now, please, because it really will help me out. The other people I need to thank is Robot Recruits, and that is who I purchased this from. And as you can see, they got this out to me nice and safely. You'll also notice that it is open. It is a brand new toy, but they opened it and they took some pictures of this to use to advertise on their website. So let's have a look at the box. We've of course got the image there of Bumblebee from the Bumblebee movie. There is of course Off-Road Bumblebee is his name and title. Again, we've got the same image, just a little bit bigger, and on the back we can see that it's going to take 26 steps to transform him from robot to the alternate mode. One thing I've noticed pretty much different already is that that looks really sort of jet black on there, whereas the figure itself looks like it's going to be a greyish colour. Anyway, there's his number corresponding on the side, and as I've said, he's already open, so let's go straight in and take him out. So the background scene that we've got is of course where he has that battle with Blitzwing, so we're going to leave that there as long as it's not glaring. I can take this out quite comfortably without making a lot of noise, and I'm going to attempt to take the weapon out as well very quickly. This has not been set free, but there is the weapon. So you can see what I was pretty much on about, that these are more of like a brownie colour, brownie grey, rather than I suppose the production shot image of the back where it's looking black. But that's, you know, that's nothing too bad. That's not really a negative. Let's have a look at him. So we're going to do some first impressions then, and it's as simple as that. So looking at him, we've got beautiful head sculpt, very of course accurate, screen accurate to the Bumblebee movie. As you can see, there's full rotation. It looks like it actually tilts back as well, and it's on a ball and socket joint. It goes all the way back as part of the transformation process. You've got ball and sockets for the shoulders, full articulation of the elbow joint. The wrists don't swivel, but you do have a waist swivel. You've got ball and socket hips, knees, ankle rock, tilt, absolutely everything that you would expect from a brand new figure, and it all tucks in and looks all nice and neat. It's just, I like it. I like the look of this figure, and as I say, I've started now rebuying some of the movie figures because of figures like this. I think they look great, and yeah, they seem to have really upped their game in making this. There's loads more detail in and around this. The two-tone yellow isn't that bad, to be honest, on some of the Bumblebee figures, especially in the War for Cybertron toy line. The two different shades of yellow is very apparent. With these, it's not at all. And again, there's some good detail there on the face sculpt. So what we're going to do now then, we're going to have a detailed look at him in his alternate mode before coming back to do some comparisons and see how we can use his accessories. Okay, we're back, and as you can see, he's in his alternate mode. Quick apology to no transformation process on this video. Couple of reasons. One, this guy is quite finicky, to be honest, and quite time consuming, so mainly to keep the length of the video down. And two, although he's quite finicky, it's got quite an ingenious little transformation process, which I don't want to spoil for people who don't want to see it. However, if you do want to see it, it will be uploaded in a separate video, so you can still watch it if you want to. Now, the alternate mode itself, I really like this. It does unfortunately have, as you can see, visible arm syndrome. That is something that does let it down quite a bit. Perhaps they could have tucked them under a little bit better. I did have the weapon tucked underneath as well, to be honest. You can attach this via this little clip either side there on this side, and it will rest in an underside there. But again, this can be quite finicky as well. I also like to just push it into here and close the arms in, and you can pretty much, when it's up, sometimes it'll hold in, but typically for me demonstrating that right now, it didn't, because it will go underneath the arms and it'll hold it in like so. Anyway, let's take it out. It just saves you trying to force them legs open and just keep it to the one side. If we have a quick look at it, they perhaps could have done a little bit more detail on this. Yeah, you can see it's got like a little different, bullets, but it's just all the same colour. No real effort with it at all. Let's pop it over here and have a look at this alternate mode though. Again, they perhaps could have coloured in the inside of that wheel just to make it look a little bit better. We've got translucent plastic there for the windows. We can of course see that the steering wheel comes up as well, and the seats, these rock backwards and forwards. The wheels do go round. As I've already mentioned, we've got these visible arm syndrome in there, but I quite like this alternate mode, and it is nice and small, nice and compact, and apart from the arms, everything is tucked away neatly. If we put it on display here, it doesn't look that great. I know the light's reflecting off it, but it's obviously not sort of that scene. Whether or not that's blitzwing in the background, I can't fully tell. The alternate mode, as I say, is okay. I just really like the robot mode with this, to be honest. If I put that there, although of course these guys never got to see him in this particular mode, you can see just how small it is compared to these. In fact, I've got knocking around as well a tiny little core class Starscream, and we can just pop in behind and you can see, that he's not much bigger than a core class Starscream. And let's take these away. I don't think there's much more to say about the alternate mode. It looks better from this particular view, but with this one, for me, it's all about the robot mode. I mentioned the two-tone yellow in, and it's not too bad. You can see just about in there, but otherwise, again, it's not too bad. Right, let's come back for the final time with us in his robot mode and see how he displays with the rest of the figures. Okay, back for the final time, and he's in his robot mode, and the main reason for this is the way that I'm going to be choosing to display him. So let's very quickly just pop him on this particular stand. I do like these stands, to be honest. I don't think this one is the greatest because of course you've just got the army personnel looking like they're lining up behind him, so to really have it true to scene you'd have to be standing it like that. So not the greatest, to be honest, but I like the fact that these are sturdy, they are nice and robust. And again, if you compare them to the War for Cybertron Teletron 1 we got, which was just a flimsy piece of cardboard. Now, with regards to the weapon, again, as I say, they could have done a little bit more, perhaps paid a little bit more attention and put a bit more detail on it. You can actually, if you want to, store it on the back there, out of the way, not being used. You can, of course, pop it in his hands. And the other thing, in fact, the positive thing about this weapon is it's nice and small. So what I mean by that is it's not huge, it doesn't affect his balance, it's not kind of overbearing. I'm perhaps maybe referring to something like this, which I love this figure as well, to be fair, but I just think his weapons are a little bit too large, shall we say. Let's just move this out of the way so we don't get a glare. But what I have actually worked out that you can do, and I worked this out with the Nest one, is because you've got this cutout on the weapon, if you just slightly move his head to one side, you can put that cutout on there, and he's got like an over the shoulder rocket launcher, shall we say. Now you just got to knock, or shall we say move the head ever so slightly over, and it will rest on there like so. There we go, you can see it, but I'm going to pop this in his hand because I've already done that, as I say, with the Nest one. So, as I say, he displays well, he's got good articulation. These legs are holding together a lot better than the other version of this that I've reviewed, and again, I like it. I think it looks great, it's nice and detailed. Let's move this out of the way. Let's see how he compares to the Nest one, funnily enough. So this is a much newer version of him. As you can see, I've got the gun on the top of his shoulder. And with this one, I think they just made a little bit more effort. I say a little bit more effort. They just painted it all, obviously a different colour, but there's differences in, there's different tones of the grey and the gunmetal grey, etc. Still a great figure. And what we're going to do now then, let's just bring out some of the rest of the Bumblebee movie cast. Ratchet is one of the biggest Autobots so far, so that obviously means Ironhide will be the same. Let's move him over. Let's put Wheeljack at the end here just for now. And then I've also got to bring in a B127. And this is what I mean about the legs all popping out all over the place. I'm currently just quickly doing it off camera, trying to put it on. But these ones around the shins, they do all pop off everywhere. But there we go. I think this is where we're going to conclude and wrap this video up. Again, it's a great figure. It displays brilliantly in robot mode. Transformation process is nice, finicky, but good and satisfying. Again, you can see that in great detail both ways, robot to truck and robot to alt and alt back to robot, on a separate video if you want to watch it. And as you can see with the rest of the lineup, he does display brilliantly. Let me know what you think of him, guys, and of course, please take care.
Thanks for watching. Like and comment, and don't forget to subscribe.